Well, I said yesterday that for me it's not difficult playing against a coach that I love so much. And I've done it before, but tonight it was very difficult because of the way the game ended, because they outplayed us. For 32 minutes, they outplayed us. And it really hurt inside. As much as I felt like celebrating, it really hurt because he did such a masterful job of coaching. That being said, this is the second time this has happened to me in my coaching career. In 2005, to go to a Final Four, same circumstance. We played West Virginia. A little different at that time because we only had 7 players. Otis George was the 7th guy. He couldn't practice with a stress fracture. Played West Virginia, and they hit 11 threes in the first half. We never practiced man. We couldn't play man. And if you all know about John Beilein and his backdoor offense, his three-point offense, I went up at halftime and I tore up the 16-page stat sheet and said, guys, I'm sorry, we're not prepared. I'm going to tell you what they're going to do, and we don't have much time, but we've got to play man. We've got to press them because it's not working. So it's going to come from the heart, and we won in overtime. And the same exact thing happened tonight. We could not stop. They were putting 4 guys on the perimeter. We could not stop their three-point attack. I mean, they are one of the best shooting teams I've faced in a long, long time. They're just awesome at it. They move the ball. They're brilliant at it. So we had to switch to man, and then Billy made another great move. When we switched to man, he kept putting Gorky defending the pick and roll at the end. We tried switching it. We tried blitzing it, and nothing worked. And then finally, we had Shane. Every time he ran up, Shane would leave his man, and Gorky would go to Shane's man, and it finally worked, and we got our run at that point in time. So Florida was brilliant. It hurts to see Billy lose, but I've been proud of a lot of teams, and I've said this team reminds me of the '87 team, and I've never wanted a Final Four more in my life than in '87, just to ease the pain that we were going through at the time of losing a son and distract my wife and family from that moment. And I never wanted a Final Four more than for these guys. They give me every single thing they have in their bodies. And they're just the most incredible group to coach. And now they're going to get this experience. And the only thing I've asked them to is not be satisfied by going.
Coach Joe Pequeno, CBS 5 here in Phoenix. Getting back to the technical foul that you picked up, at that point in the game, did you feel like you needed to do something to inspire, light a fire underneath your team? Because it seemed like there were some calls going against your squad during the course of the game.
It's the second time I've gotten a technical by that official. First time, I yelled, Kyle, would you get over the screen? He thought I said, call. In that game, I was just yelling at Peyton, why would you foul? He's falling down. I'm yelling, why? Why? Because he was, why'd you foul? You're in foul. Why would you foul? And he gave me a technical. I probably deserved it, according to him, because I was out of the box. But I've gotten 2 T's from him without ever yelling at an official. We were, at that point in time, fighting as hard as we could fight in that basketball game. And we thought we could score. As the game moves on, they weren't shooting real well. But when we started switching everything, getting the right switches, they started struggling a little bit. And in the second half, I'm not sure, you can correct me, I don't think they made a 3 in the second half. Am I correct on that? 0 for 9. So we had to switch defenses at that point, and our guys wanted to go to a Final Four in the worst way, and I kept telling them, you can get in the game, just play aggressive man-to-man and go to the low post, go inside. And then Rusticulus, he gets a little carried away. And, you know, he hasn't played that position much. But, you know, Peyton made a really bad second foul, really bad third foul, and a really bad fourth foul. No rhyme or reason to make it. And he was playing great. They couldn't stop him at that point in terms of getting in the lane. So I was just yelling why at that point. Didn't understand it.
Here in the front, Coach.
Because he did foul him.
Rick, do you have any idea what will happen to the state of Kentucky if Kentucky can win their basketball game and make the Final Four?
Well, you know, the one thing I've never been in my life, I think we had a good regular season, and I don't think the majority of our fans really appreciated a terrific season. because they look down the road and they only lost one game. And I keep trying to tell our fans, we're not Kentucky. We have no desire to be Kentucky. We think they're excellent. We think they're great. I coached there. It's great, great tradition. We want to be Louisville. We have a different mission. They have a different mission. We both want to get to a Final Four and win a championship. But there's so much petty jealousies that when I was at Kentucky, we would never get jealous of Louisville in any way possible. We were just appreciative of being in Kentucky. And the measuring stick, because they're doing so well, our fans never appreciated a really good season that was decimated by injuries. Decimated. There's times we couldn't even score. So if that happens, it'd be awesome. Awesome for the state. But we would say, the way I look at Kentucky and the way I look at their coaching staff, I marvel at excellence. I respect excellence. So I've got great respect for excellence. But I don't get into these petty things, Kentucky, Louisville. For me, it's nonsense. You know, I never got into the Mets, Red Sox, or Yankees, Red Sox, or that type of stuff. I just appreciated being a Yankee fan. And I appreciate the excellence of Kentucky. I really felt bad this year for Murray State. I thought they were a great team. Real proud of their kids and what they accomplished this year. So if it happens, it happens. It'd be great for our state, and I'll look at it as being great for our state. But on both sides, I mean, there'll be people at Kentucky that will have a nervous breakdown if they lose to us. They will. You got to watch. You know, they got to put the fences up on bridges. And there'll be people consumed by it in Louisville. Well, I think it's a great honor to play a great team. I think it's a great honor. So there's no jealousy on our part if they get there. I respect excellence, and they're certainly an excellent ball club.